All right, we're back again. Episode 4. Title, The End of the Road But New Beginnings. This isn't my favorite part of my journey. Matter of fact, this part of my journey hurt the most. And I'm not about to go in or every detail about it, because this is about my creative works, not my personal life. I might do a podcast about it, neither here nor there. So to make a long story short, my ex and I broke up in 2013, and I took it hard. A lot happened. I took it hard, and it is what it is. But this is on my creative journey, so that's where we're gonna go. So the first part you saw was my name and my other stuff. My different handles I go by along with my first name, but that was the first thing I did in After Effects. It wasn't my best thing, as you'll see later, or I feel like it wasn't my best thing, but I think it was pretty dope. Anyway, let's kick it off with the second project I did in After Effects. All right, so the assignment was to do a TV bumper. And I don't know if this was my first choice, but I know I used to say that's what she said a lot. Now I don't say it as much as I used to. Because right now I'm away from people and it's kind of inappropriate. But back in the day I had a problem. Everything, that's what she said, that's what she said, that's what she said. With 3 E's. So since they said in The Office, and The Office is played on TBS, I thought it'd be a good fit, you know what I mean? And this is what I end up coming up with.
That's what she said.
So looking back on that, there are several things that I would change about that whole that whole bumper. I would change a lot of it, but it is what it is. Like I said, one of my first projects in After Effects. I get much better. Trust me, you'll see. Later down in the episodes, I got clones and stuff, but I don't want to give too much away. Anyway, so my next project, so I don't remember the order everything goes, so I'm just gonna wing it. But this is all in the same year, 2013. So my next project is, you know what? I don't even have a name for this project. Come to think of it, I kind of just did it for a class. I should think of a name. So I'm tripping. I did name this. It's called The Taxi Ride. And this was my first 2D animation. I forgot the name of the class, but she wanted us to do a cartoon, and this was simple for me. This is the first time I dealt with different, I won't say, different layers. Because, this right here, this is a whole separate layer. The guy in the tie, he's on different layers than the front piece. That's why the dollar sign is kind of cut off in front of his face. And as the car is going past, as you see right here, the car is going past them, but they're in their own type of plane. I did this in maybe After Effects. I did this. I can't remember. I know I did all the assets in Illustrator, but right here, you see this taxi is in traffic essentially, and even this part right here. So the window is cut out, but I have on one layer, it's in the forefront you see the man in the taxi, and beside him you see the lady he had a crush on, and the motorcycle people. They're on totally different layers. So this project was my exercise in figuring out layers and stuff like that. All right, so when I was doing this, I had trouble figuring out how he can go from looking at his watch to his arms being down. So what I end up doing, I'm gonna pause here. So what I end up doing is I have 2 different models, one with his arm looking at the watch and one with his hands down. And I just swapped it when the taxi drove past him. I thought it was dope. And this is kind of, I won't say based off a true story. However, I most definitely felt like this one time when I was in the taxi. I thought I didn't have enough money. I looked at what's it called? The meter as it was going up. I was like, oh my God, I don't got enough. But this where this came from. I didn't find $1 on the floor. I wish, you feel me? But that didn't happen. But anyway, I'm gonna show you the full animation right here. The strangest things can come from real life events. I like this project though, all in all. I got to do a lot of experimenting with sound and different layers and storytelling mostly. This next animation I'm about to show you, it was I think exercise and storyboarding and concept art and stuff like that. So without further ado, I think Pig. And I can hear you judging my artistic vision. I never said I was a drawer. However, this is my storyboard. So the concept of this whole project was a animator trying to figure out his next project. He settled upon a pig. And this pig would do like various activities. This first one would be like a disco pig. He would be dancing the night away. Side note, so the way all of these animations ended with the pig is like they would do a certain action, mess up in some way or the other, and at the end of it all, they would get erased. So the first was the disco pig, and he got erased after he knocked the disco ball over his head. Tragic. This is the only one I managed to animate, by the way. But if I get bored one day, maybe I'll animate the rest of it. Now the next pig is a cop. And I just thought about this as I was re-looking at this. His name is Sergeant Ham, just for the fun of it. But he sees a person, asks for help, he sprints in that direction. He's not the best shape, so he gets winded really fast. And once that happened, the animator's like, no sir, you gots to go. So he begins to erase him, and that ends the Sergeant Ham's run. All right, so this pig doesn't have a name because I couldn't think of it, but the illustrator creates this pig, and the pig runs down the field to get a touchdown. When he gets touchdown, he's celebrating. Ooh, ooh, I got touchdown. Ooh, ooh. But this pig, as he's about to get erased, he's like, hold up, you're not about to kill me. So he throws a football at the creator, which caused him to fall on his tush. And that's pretty much how the whole animation sequence ended. So episode 4 is coming to an end. This is some bonus concept art of the animator as well as the disco floor, but you'll see disco floor a little bit later. Next week, I want to wrap up 2013. You'll see a bit of 3D animation as well as me experimenting in After Effects. So yeah, tune in next week. Anyway, without further ado, that was my chair. I think Pig. All right, so quick note. I did all this in Flash, I believe. Like the animation part was in Flash. That's why I kind of looked a little cattywampus. Did I do it in Flash? I think so. Enjoy.